Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my second custom-made Iceberg video. This one is gonna be my take on the Super Mario Logan Iceberg. Now, if you don't know who Super Mario Logan is, why did you click on this video? Alright, so I'm gonna get a couple things out of the way. Here are the rules to the Iceberg. Number 1, there's gonna be little to no NSFW. Number 2, there are at least 15 entries per level, but for most, there's more. And for number 3, each entry must be related to SML, the crew, or something tied to them in some way. Alright, and before we go, there's gonna be no face cam in this video, because I have been working on this iceberg for 3 days, and my hair looks like crap today, so no face cam. Let's do this. Alright, so this is tier 1 of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. You're a casual fan of SML, getting their new videos and your recommended and some old videos. You can find stuff about these topics with a simple YouTube search. So this entry should be pretty obvious to everybody who is a viewer of SML, and if you clicked on this iceberg, you probably are. Logan 30acre is the creator of SML. He made the channel back when he was a kid in like 2007, if I'm right. Editor me, put a thing on the screen if I'm correct. Anyways, he's been doing this for quite a while. He started when he was a squeaker, and now he's turning 30 this year, so he's been doing this for quite a while. Lance 30acre is Logan's older brother, and he voices the most characters in the SML series. He also voices the most popular character in the entire series, and he is well known for his goofy and exaggerated voice on most of the characters that he does. Chris Netherton, aka Pablo, is one of Logan's friends from high school, and he's right behind Lance for voicing the most characters. He voices almost as many characters as Lance, but his characters are not as beloved by the fan base, except for one, the dreaded filler guy. Lavelle Stanton is another one of Logan's friends from middle school this time. He's behind Chris for the amount of characters played, and he's actually my favorite member of the SML cast. You know, he's one of the funniest. Elena Keys is the designated girl voice for the crew. If there's a girl, then Elena probably voices her, and if not, then it's probably just for a joke. Like Logan voicing girl characters sometimes as a joke, the rest of the crew doing it. Chili Jimenez is Logan's girlfriend. She runs a vlogging channel for Logan's videos. She used to do behind the scenes videos for Logan's videos. They also upload like special kinds of videos that we'll be getting into later on the iceberg that are not vlogs. Tito Jimenez is Chili's brother. He used to live with Chili and Logan, but he does not anymore. He usually plays one-off characters in the videos like Santa and Dewey Dunn Did It, one of the most hated SML characters ever created, which is kind of impressive for a one-time character. The Chili and Logan drama was a cheating drama. Chili and Logan had this drama a few years back, and I can promise you, it was very stupid. It started with Logan kicking out Tito since he was a freeloader, as stated in the Tito Jimenez entry, where he was kicked out. that he doesn't live with Logan anymore, my mistake. Tito retaliated by lying to Chili and saying that Logan was cheating on her. Chili believes this and she gets offended despite cheating on Logan herself. They break up and everyone in Chili's family, besides JJ, I think, gang up on Logan on social media. Logan claps back and shuts them all up, and Chili live streams from inside Logan's house after their breakup. Some other crap happens, bro. It's so complicated. And they get back together because Chili was pregnant with Logan's child. This absurd amount of bots entry is referring to the trillions of bots under every single SML video. There are a bunch of different types of them, such as like farming bots. Let's see. Oh, bots that pretend to be girls that are like not safe for work bots that post their links everywhere. There are a few more types, but Robux scam farming bots, those are like the three main types you'll see down in the comments. Modern SML is bad. This is a sentiment echoed by a bunch of SML critics, which honestly I must disagree with. The worst video we've gotten in a year is Jeffy's cat throw up, which is just gross and boring. A far cry from the terrible videos we were getting years ago. The worst of the worst years ago is much, much worse than the worst we're getting this year. In fact, some of the best we were getting years ago is on par with the worst we're getting this year. It could be much worse right now. The Good Morning America incident, or the GMA incident, was an event that took place back in 2018, I want to say, where the video Jeffy's Tantrum apparently inspired a kid to make a noose as Jeffy did in the video. The cease and desist letter was a letter sent to Logan from Nintendo for using their characters in videos that were not kid-friendly. You know, with cussing and, like, references to stuff. The cease and desist letter was likely sent due to the Good Morning America incident. The plushes and the puppets are two different, like, eras of the channel, if you would. The Mario plushes were switched to the newer puppets, which were wholly original to the SML channel, in SML movie The Human Potion, either because of the Nintendo cease or desist, or because he could sell the puppets legally, or both. SML Reuploaded is a channel that re-uploads older videos from SML that were deleted with the older channels, or newer videos that were demonetized and Logan removed so we wouldn't have a repeat of the SML demonetized situation. One of those such videos was Cody's hot dog restaurant, where a bunch of inappropriate stuff happens, so that is probably the reason that it was removed. The puppet drama situation is a drama that came out whenever SML movie The Human Potion was made, and came back whenever the puppets became a permanent thing. People really didn't like the puppets because they looked weird and creepy in some cases. Like, a lot of people thought that the Joseph puppet was a little creepy back then. But to be honest, all the puppet designs have actually kind of grown on me. Old channels is referring to Super Mario Logan's old channels, which were basically a group of channels, I'd say about 10 or so, which were named after the major Mario characters. For example, Super Mario Logan, Luigi Logan, Bowser Logan, Peach Logan, just goes on and on and on. There were also some of them that were named after minor Mario characters, like Yoshi and I'm pretty sure Toad, maybe? Brooklyn Guy's many jobs is referring to, in the SML universe, Brooklyn Guy has like hundreds upon hundreds of jobs, and if you call up a certain job, it's likely he's gonna be the one doing it in the SML show. Like he's an exorcist, handyman, cop, doctor, plumber, so on and so forth. Jeffy is the most famous and beloved character of the SML series, but he's also the most hated SML character ever, with longtime fans saying that Jeffy sucks, but the newer fans absolutely loving him. Chances are that if you started watching after 2017, then you were probably introduced from a Jeffy video. Junior, Joseph, and Cody are the other three most popular SML characters, and if Jeffy isn't the star of the video, then it's probably one of these three. Junior is like the loud, annoying one. Cody is like the smart and forward-thinking one, and then Joseph is kind of a mix of them both. Like, sometimes he'll be more like Junior, and sometimes he'll be more like Cody. Layer 2. You are an explorer of SML. You tend to watch channels that discuss SML videos, and it would probably be a weird day if SML wasn't in your recommended section. A simple Google search is enough to find topics on this layer. Teeter-Totter is the Sonic equivalent of Super Mario Logan. It's Tito's plush channel, and it uses Sonic characters, and it features like similar stuff to Logan's videos, and to be honest, Mario is still a character in this series, and he's still voiced by Logan, so there are actually not that many differences in reality. SMLWiki.com is like this ARG-like eldritch horror series that has recently gotten pretty big. It seems to be about the fact that Logan set up Season 3 of Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures, which, if you don't know, it was a series on the channel. It'll be down later on the Iceberg. You know what? I think I'm just going to cover it right now since it's being mentioned here. Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures is a series where Mario and Luigi go on stupid and dumb adventures. That's it. But anyways, SML Wiki seems to be set up after Season 3 of Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures. It seems to be in a time loop, which Logan set up just in case he couldn't make videos anymore, or even died in his surgery that he needed to have, with all the characters in SML Wiki being trapped in said loop. All the characters in this series are either dead or have become disturbing monster-like creatures. The story ends with Jeffy escaping from the cloning facility, bear with me, and destroying the core of SML. The ending shows us Marvin sitting on his couch, in the meeting point of one loop's end and another loop's start, a brief moment of respite in his nightmare. It is clear that in this timeline, Logan, or the god of their world, is dead, leaving all of his characters trapped. It's pretty deep stuff for a kid's puppet channel, to be honest. YTPs and memes is referring to like the large amount of YouTube poops and memes that there are about the SML series. YouTube poops are a type of funny video that take clips from previous videos and shows and splice them together so that the characters say different funny things. The memes usually feature the Marvin Jumpy song from the SML wiki and AI Marvin doing weird Fortnite dances. Glider is kind of a continuation for the last entry. Glider is by far the biggest SML YTP channel out there, besides SML YTP, and he has made over 24 hours of SML YTPs over the course of just 5 years, with each of his YTPs being 2 to 3 minutes long. So, that just goes to show how many YTPs he's made in his 5 years of making them. SML is becoming brain rot. A lot of people say that SML is becoming brain rot due to the hundreds of thousands of memes in every single video, and Jeffy is saying skibbity a bunch, and the topics are becoming more and more brain rot in every single video, such as Jeffy's skibbity toilet, which is surprisingly a little funny, and the actor's language slowly deteriorating into brain rot after a while. Example is how the Junior Joseph Cody crew used to be slightly more vulgar 10-year-olds, and then started talking about Push and P back in 2021, before now just randomly talking in full brain rot out of nowhere, as well as the gaming channel just playing games like Yacht Simulator and the skibbity toilet area of Find the SML. So, Mimi Cash, or Rebecca, was a woman who was featured in Chili's vlogs as Tito's girlfriend, but was really just a paid actor who was fired after taking Chili and Tito's side in the cheating drama. She is also the shortest, actor from SML. She only played Lola in SML movie The Maid, and she was fired after just 1 month of playing her character. Jeffy ruined SML is another common sentiment in the SML community. Jeffy was the root for the decline of SML, but to be honest, I kinda disagree. Older SML was not nearly as funny as other fans say it is. It's definitely rose-tinted glasses. If you watch videos like Junior's Mac and Cheese or Junior's Burger, they're still sort of funny, but they're not to the level that older fans say they are, you know? Unfinished series is referring to the fact that there are tons of unfinished series on the SML channel, such as the Pokemon series that literally never got finished, the Angry Birds series, which also never got finished, and the Chef Pee-Pee Quit series, which was supposed to be coming back soon, but we haven't heard anything about that. No continuity is referring to the fact that most SML movies never lead into one another, or never really have any continuity besides series videos and Jeffy's 18th birthday or Jeffy's 19th birthday. You know, just special videos that mean something. Nintendo animations are referring to these brief animations that would appear in SML that were separate to the SML animated series. Like every once in a while, there were animations of certain segments in videos, either of stuff that would be way too hard to do without an animation, such as in Jeffy Kills the Judge, or in Brooklyn Guy's Life Stories, that Nintendo just animates. In fact, they do it so much that at the time of writing and scripting, apparently, they have a joke about it in the newest episode. Brooklyn Guy gets fired. So, Anthony Miller is one of the newer cast members who joined the crew way back in 2016 and has been playing up to today. He is the owner of the SML gaming channel, and he has also been seen in some chili pranks, so that's kind of neat. The school series are videos that are based on things that he or other members of the crew went through during high school, with either the entire crew or just him, Chili, and Tito acting out these scenarios. SML Animated is a side series from the main SML videos that have older videos animated instead of live action. The animation style was widely disliked, and now the series is pretty much dead. The animator has lost contact with Logan, so no more episodes are going to be coming out. BTS videos is referring to behind the scenes videos that used to be uploaded to the Chili channel, but in more recent times they've started being uploaded to the Lance 30 Acre channel because of the cheating drama. Filler characters is referring to the characters who only appear to fill up empty space in the videos, to make the SML world feel a little less empty. For example, characters sitting in the background in movie theaters, or characters who only appear to have one voice line and then are never showed again. Filler Guy has recently become one of them, with him being one of the most overused characters in modern SML, right alongside Jeffy. Fan mail openings are referring to the fan mail opening videos that he and Chili would do on her channel, but since the cheating drama, they have now been done on Lance's channel. Seadusk was one of the people who was doing a lot of coverage for the SML and Chili drama. He spent a lot of his coverage trying to get an interview with Logan, and he did eventually get it, but Logan was dodging all of his interview attempts for unknown reasons. Songs is referring to all of the songs on SML. Most of them are usually rap, but there have been exceptions, like in the Country Jeffy video, where Jeffrey becomes a country singer. Some of the songs are good, some of them are bad, but my favorite has to be Junior, Joseph, and Cody's diss on Jeffy in the diss track. That was fire. Huckerdoo Hate is referring to the newer side characters, the Huckerdoos, which are usually used for filler. A lot of people dislike them in the SML community because they have a lot of wasted potential, and they have fan-made videos on other channels, such as the Huckerdoos beat the 12 gauge. Okay, they're not that bad. The hooker news beat the 12 gauge is crazy.
I'm nervous. Get over here or you're grounded. Oh my god!
Layer 3. You are probably an OG SML fan. You've seen Logan rise and fall many a time, and you will watch for this foreseeable future. For most of these entries, you may find a couple results about them on Google. Super Mario Logan 2 is a now deleted channel where Logan uploaded family-friendly versions of main channel videos, but in reality he just put pictures of kittens where the bad scenes would be. He also doesn't remove any of the heavy concepts that make the videos not family-friendly. He just censors over the scenes that would have the bad stuff, and then remove the word that they used. Maybe change it to something else. For example, he would change death to go to sleep forever. It did not work the way he wanted it to. Bowser is bisexual is a theory. The evidence for this theory is that in SML movie Superpowers, Cody gains the ability of shapeshifting, and he turns into Chef Pee-Pee and goes up to Bowser's room. The scene cuts for you to use your imagination, and then at the end of the video, Bowser comes down to the kitchen and says, "Chef Pee-Pee, when you're ready for round 2, just come up to my room." Chili pranks are fake is a theory that most, if not all, chili pranks are fake. In the prank, ripped his playoff tickets, gone wrong, fight. Near the end of the video, Tito slams into the wall while chasing Logan. He tried to soften the impact with his hand, but he ended up slamming full force into his finger, breaking the wall and his finger. Chili admits that the prank was fake and that they did not intend for this part to happen, leading most people to think that most, if not all, of the pranks were fake. I'm Sorry Chef Pee-Pee is a really dumb creepypasta which talks about a supposedly deleted SML video where Junior kicks a soccer ball and it hits the ceiling above Chef Pee-Pee, causing the ceiling to fall on his head. Well, that does not make any sense at all. And the ceiling falling on his head kills Chef Pee-Pee. Junior searches for a way to revive him, but eventually Chef Pee-Pee comes back as a demon and kills Junior. This just seems like they combine the episode where they kill Chef Pee-Pee with a frozen water balloon and the video where Chef Pee-Pee becomes Mr. Potato Head. The Jeffy Jr. law is a concept in SML that states if a video is used for Jeffy or Junior, then the video concept will eventually be recycled into the opposite, which means that every single Junior video that seems slightly original will eventually be recycled into a Jeffy video, and vice versa. SML lobotomy schizo posts, I forgot I named this layer that, is referring to insane SML memes that feel like fever dreams instead of actual memes. They seem to originate from the blow up of SML Wiki, which on top of the little horror aspect was also like weirdly felt like lobotomy posts. Anyways, these can range from such things as the aw shucks meme, which I will play real quick.
Hey, Pappy, can I go swimming in the lake? No, boy, there's a monster in that lake. He's gonna cut you up. What the fuck was that?
To the low quality goofy ah memes, to the AI generated nightmare fuel videos. Adriana was Logan's new girlfriend after the Chili drama, and people thought that she would be much better for him than Chili based on her reaction to getting the Lamborghini compared to Chili's, but they would be proved wrong whenever her and Logan would break up just a couple months later. Damaris' abuse allegations was something that happened on Twitter, where Damaris Jimenez claimed on Twitter that Logan had put his hands on her and Chili many different times, but the thing is, I'm not really sure if I believe this. If that was true, then why would Damaris or Chili want to be near Logan again? Chili and Logan are back together. Damaris has been seen in vlogs and school skits. Also, I feel like Tito would probably do something about it if that was the case, since he is much stronger than Logan, and Logan's SMA surgery made it to where he can't, get that much muscle. Hey, what's up guys? I have actually been editing all day, and I just scrolled through all of Damaris' Twitter, and it looks like she took down that tweet. I also did a bunch of different searches on Google to see if I could find anything. Could not find any evidence of the tweet, so that sucks, I guess. Well, this is a real tonal jump. Breaking character refers to how every once in a while the actors will giggle or just straight up laugh in the middle of scenes that look especially goofy. Some people will think it's unprofessional and dislike it, but I think it kind of adds to the video, and it shows that the SML crew laugh at their own jokes too. Will Townsend is the newest crew member for SML and the youngest, being born in 2003. He is the only crew member to have grown up watching SML, and he joins just 2 years ago, back in 2022. Jeffy's Normal Day is another stupid creepypasta where Junior and Jeffy go to this field to play catch, but it turns out to be a radiation field with everything around them contorting and changing color. The ball they're throwing in becomes a knife, and when Junior throws it to Jeffy, the knife hits Jeffy and kills him. Junior then runs away, but when Junior gets back to the house, now a rageful and alive Jeffy kills him. Yeah, pretty stupid. Lord Shredda Instagram Lives is referring to the many lives that Lavelle has done on Instagram, either beefing with people like he did with Rebecca, or lives just chilling with their crew members like he did when he did a live smoking with Logan. Roy Gebhard is apparently the dude that Chili cheated on Logan with her going to the Super Bowl and buying him a ticket. He is also my favorite cast member, Lavelle's mortal enemy. The SML character Roy Gebhard was based on him, with him saying that he can get girls to buy him anything, even Super Bowl tickets. SML Reacts was an old side series before SLL became the main SML, where Logan and one random crew member, usually Lance or Tito, would watch an SML video and explain the backstory behind the jokes, or talk about the idea behind the video, or maybe even the origins to some of the characters. This entry, SML Parody Channels, is referring to the various SML parody channels, such as Cable 10 and SML YTP, which aren't really parody channels and just make more SML, and Here's Jeffy, which was a brain rot content farm that was forced to rebrand just like Logan was, and now is all about original characters, with Marvin going to Marty and Jeffy going to like Jerry or something. I don't know, man. It's so goofy. SML was swatted is referring to this older video on the Chili channel for when SML was swatted by a fan. The reason this could be done is because of somebody who didn't like Logan, and this might be the reason why the house is now just a filming house and not Logan's actual house. Reaction channels is referring to the channels who would react to SML who weren't SML. Some of the most famous ones are Nate P. Fleming, Prince Oakham, and Damien and Bianca. The one who shall not be named is what the crew started referring to Chili as until her and Logan got back together. I thought this was kind of funny to add because it looks like a really ominous and weird entry, and then the explanation behind it is just kind of funny. Layer 4. You've been watching since the beginning. You've seen Mama Luigi and Mario and Luigi's stupid and dumb adventures come and go. You probably hate Jeffy, and you may only see a few Reddit threads about entries from this tier. The Secret Door was a notoriously bad SML movie where Marvin, Rose, and Jeffy find a secret room in their house while playing hide and seek. Mama Luigi speculated to be in this room based on the trailers that Logan showed, but it was actually just a bunch of puppet dead bodies and Does Bad Things guy, which was a very stupid reveal and got a lot of fans excited for nothing. Aliens exist in SML is pretty simple. Aliens are proven to be real in SML movie Rosalina's Parents. Yeah, pretty simple. SML Theories is referring to the lot of theory channels that make videos about SML. One of these theories that I like are the Goodman scamming theory. The theory is that in the first video in the new house, Braxton owns it, but then over time, Marvin's house payment becomes a running joke, and now Marvin is the one who has to pay a house payment. So the theory is that Goodman is scamming him into making as much money as possible. Older characters is referring to characters like Shrek, Tony the Tiger, and Mama Luigi, who have been forgotten by SML in recent years, usually to never come back. Woody and Shrek have been used this year, but for the rest, they'll likely stay forgotten. And for Mama Luigi, Zeke has refused to ever go on SML again. I'm out of here, dude is something that Joseph says whenever he's leaving in most videos. The reason this entry is low is because Joseph has become more of a fleshed out character as of recent and pulls this card far less. Jeffy's World Lies is referring to the fact that Jeffy's World claims to be the official animator for the SML animated series, and that Logan never actually paid him for these videos, but the actual animator has come out and said that they actually just lost contact with Logan, but they're still a fan. Thank you for buying is referring to the various thank you for buying videos that you will receive upon buying one of the main puppets. This is pretty low because who is out there buying these puppets, bro? These prices are outrageous, dude. Like, if you see somebody with a puppet, they're rich, like, bro. It's justified for them to flex on you. That's how expensive these things are. Super Peach Logan changed to Chili is about the original name for Chili's YouTube channel being Super Peach Logan. Logan even tried to sue to get it back during the cheating drama. For a couple years, you would be able to type in Super Peach Logan into the web bar and then press enter, and it would actually redirect you to Chili's channel, but it actually finally changed to Chili. Zeke is the former voice actor for Mama Luigi. He had to move early on in SML's history. After this, he made a return for the remake of Toad's Mistake, and was gonna be in a remake of Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures, as well as the SML movie, but Logan screwed him over, and since then he has refused to ever come back to SML. Poobie Destroyed Harry is this deep down because Harry was only introduced after the cheating drama and only recently got a video on the vlogging channel, which now gets a fraction of the views that it previously got, and was only nodded to in a video once.
Dude, when are we gonna kick Cody out of the group?
I don't know. Whatever happened to that hairy guy?
You'll never know.
I'm starting to think Pablo got rid of the hairy puppet.
Basically, this is a theory that Pablo destroyed the Harry plushie so he could never be replaced. And since the Harry plushie came from a fan, they're never gonna get another one. Curb Stomp is referring to Anthony's plush channel, which was based on Kirby characters instead of Sonic or Mario. But Curb Stomp's videos still have Sonic and Mario characters in them. Patreon is referring to Logan's failed Patreon side hustle, and for a few tiers, people got bonuses. Problem is, a lot of people never actually got the bonuses that they were promised for the tiers. And for the higher tiers, which promised better bonuses, it costed tons of cash. So a lot of people paid tons of cash and never got anything. SML IMDb page is referring to this IMDb page made for SML. It was most likely created by a fan, and it gets most of the info that it lists accurate, except for Chris being called Chris Pablo instead of Chris Netherton. Joseph's Mom is Alive is referring to how Joseph's mom is actually alive. She won the lottery and abandoned Joseph on Halloween night a while back. But then they decided to turn this into a video called Joseph the Millionaire, where he was shown to be rich and be a big jerk. But then they got a lot of backlash for this, so they made it not canon. Slurs is referring to how a lot of slurs are said in SML, such as people, including Jeffy himself, calling Jeffy the R slur, and people calling Cody the F slur. Also, Junior saying the N-word in Junior's YouTube channel. Tier 5. You're an SML historian. You've been subbed for 13 years. You've seen every character come and go, and you'll see new ones come to take their spotlight. You will watch until Logan retires at 40. Topics on this tier probably have a small niche YouTube video or one result on Google. Jeffy Changes is referring to the original changes that the Jeffy puppet went through, such as its eyes being so far apart that it looked like a snake, so his eyes were changed, or the helmet color changed, which the helmet was planned to be red, but instead it was blue because the maker of the Jeffy puppet wasn't able to make the red helmets for whatever reason. Doofy the Dragon caused the Good Morning America incident. This is a theory that it wasn't actually Jeffy that caused the Good Morning America incident, or at least it was only the straw that broke the camel's back with all of Doofy's suicide jokes. This is what Logan personally believed, because Doofy stopped being used after the Good Morning America incident. DabHDude is an SML critique channel who started out making plush videos of his own, then switched up to critiquing Logan, and nowadays he makes reaction videos on them, pointing out what they do and don't like. They're famous for sounding like the living incarnation of the nerd emoji. Logan making jabs at him in one of his videos, and being the owner of the aforementioned SML Reuploaded channel. The eras of SML is a concept that, from what I've seen, was introduced by DabHDude. The so-called eras of SML are different points in SML history. The Mario era, the Junior era, the Jeffy era, and now this current era we're in, which I'll dub the Brooklyn guy era because of how much they rely on him. I mean, like, 17 of the last 20 videos have had Brooklyn guy in them. The SML movie Development Hell was a feature-length film with every character in SML planned to be featured. The film was never fully finished, and I'd probably bet that COVID and the lawsuit were the catalyst to the film canceling. It was in development hell for the longest time, and the concept was recycled into Jeffy's 18th birthday, and then that was also recycled into Jeffy's 19th birthday. Crew mugshots is referring to how a bunch of the SML crew and people closely affiliated with them have mugshots, such as Adriana, a bunch of the Jimenez family, and Lavelle. N-word controversy is referring to this controversy that happened when Lance said the N-word while playing as Jeffy in Jeffy the Rapper. And this wasn't some popular MMOs I didn't know was offensive stuff either. He said it with his full chest, knowing fully what it meant. And I'm pretty sure he said it multiple times in the video. I haven't watched Jeffy the Rapper in a while, but I'm pretty sure he said it multiple times. Junior is based on Logan's little sister, is referring to how Junior's annoying personality comes from Logan in real life thinking his little sister was annoying. And for videos, he just takes his little sister and thinks of what she would do in that specific situation, and then he translates that to Junior. SML critics are worse than Logan is the idea that a lot, or all SML critics end up being worse people than they accuse Logan of being. Like, just in this, year, 2 of them have turned out to be PDF files. Logan burns Jeffy is something that Logan said he would do if he got his ads back on the original SML by July. He got them back in August. Some people like to say that he lied about burning Jeffy, but they're really just salty that he didn't have to, since he technically won. The death of SML is referring to how the original channel was deleted. with every single video ever posted on the channel being deleted, and some of them being forever lost. Of course, we did have DabHDude as SML re-uploaded to archive most of the content. However, he couldn't archive everything, so we are still missing a bunch of videos. Logan's hatred of Big Hero 6 is referring to how Logan absolutely despises the movie Big Hero 6. This is a filler entry, so I'm just gonna move on. Goodman in Aqua Teen Hunger Force is referring to this clip from Aqua Teen Hunger Force where the Goodman puppet was seen bowling. This kinda brings up a connection between the two, which is a little bizarre, and I'm not gonna get into it. Schizophrenia Case Study is referring to this video that Lance made for his medical studies, and while it wasn't canon, it features some canon characters like Brooklyn Guy and Goodman and Felipe. New offensive videos is referring to how older videos were more offensive in their language. Newer SML videos are more offensive with their topics, like the video about the Trump shooting just a day after it happened, or the video about JFK's assassination. Tier 6, the final tier. You live SML. You've probably been to Pensacola and met Logan while you were there. You're subbed on Patreon before it got taken down, and you know the SML theme song by heart. You cried when Super Mario Logan was deleted. You can probably only find a niche YouTube video or a 4chan post about these topics. Tito's strip club pics are referring to these pictures of Tito at a strip club which Logan leaked back in the cheating drama. Normally this would be like tier 4 to 5 stuff, but Logan leaked them in a group chat full of some fans, most of which were minors. Why, Logan? And I can't really show these pictures for obvious reasons. EDP 445 was almost part of the SML crew, is referring to how EDP was almost hired by Logan, but in the video Super Mario Logan effed me over by EDP, he talks about SML screwing him over in the same way as Zeke, though Logan secretly dodged a bullet. The darkest SML joke ever refers to SML movie Junior's credit card, where Junior buys a Thomas the Train toy. He then rides on the back of the Thomas, and he says there's a kid on the tracks, and he has AirPods in so the kid can't hear. Junior says the train hits him and there's blood and guts everywhere. This was based on a real story where a kid near Logan's house was killed by a train. This was all explained in one of those SML Reacts videos. Jeffy's origin is referring to the origin of Jeffy, obviously. Jeffy was based on an animation that Logan had found, where a kid with a red helmet rides on a rocket ship. This would later become the Jeffy puppet, hence the scrapped red helmets. Jamarcus Mitchell was a kid who Logan met in the hospital while he was there for his surgery. Jamarcus had it so much worse than Logan, but Jamarcus was happy, while Logan was sad. Jamarcus eventually died from his cancer, which caused Logan to become more religious and adopt Jamarcus's happy outlook on life for a while. Rest in peace, Jamarcus Mitchell. the GMA incident was caused by a hoax is a theory that the child who made the noose was provably not true. For starters, Logan never showed how to make one in the video or told people how to make one, as well as the fact that he self-admits that it is very hard to tie one. The only way possible is if the kids somehow got their hands on the ropes, saw the Jeffy video, tied one by themselves without knowing how, or got help from Google without knowing what to Google, and then hung it. It's very not likely, to be honest. Logan's terrible health is referring to how Logan is just 29 and he's already gone through some of the most painful experiences, such as getting hit in the head with a bat at just 3 years old, so hard that Lance thought he was dead. He got West Nile virus and spinal meningitis at just 10 from a mosquito while he was swimming in his cousin's pool. He got SMAS at 18, which is why he was in the hospital and met Jamarcus. He had COVID and broke his L4 vertebrae when COVID was first starting. And this is all before he's turned 30. The Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures Season 3 loop is canon theory is that in Season 3 of Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures is canon, and that Mario is forever trapped in a loop, and that every other video after that is a cycle of the loop. Of course, I don't know how that would explain the videos that take place over multiple days at a time, or part 2s, or the passage of time over videos, but yeah, it's not a bad theory. Doofy is referring to Jeffy's original name before it was changed to avoid confusion with Doofy the Dragon. Jeffy, Shrek, and Junior have kill counts of over 7 billion each, is referring to how Jeffy, Junior, and Shrek have all wiped out the entire population of the world at one point, with Shrek having a kill count of 7.7 billion, and Junior having a kill count of 15 billion. Lost/unreleased episodes is referring to how there are a bunch of unreleased or lost episodes of SML, a notable one being Jeffy's superpowers, thus proving the Jeffy Jr. law to be correct. In this episode, there is a scene where Jeffy stopped a train, but Logan couldn't get anything that looked good enough for the video, so it was scrapped. The pregnancy trap theory is referring to how some SML fans believe that Chili had Lily to pregnancy trap Logan into getting back with her. I honestly don't really believe this theory, and I think it feels kind of disrespectful to Chili, Logan, and Lily, but I know some people will believe it, and there's nothing we can do to stop them from it, so yeah, whatever. The cease and desist was fake theory is a theory that the cease and desist letter that was sent by Nintendo was fabricated so Logan could sell his own puppets instead of having to play with the plushies, which he could not sell. I don't really believe this, since this theory has a ton of holes, one of which being Nintendo would actually sue Logan if this was true, but still, it's not a bad theory. The SMR and Ray Rants allegations are two separate allegations for two separate YouTubers. The SMR was a former SML critic who was one of the best creators in the community, but back in early 2023 to late 2024, or back in late 2023 to early 2024, he was accused of talking to a minor. These allegations were proven true when he completely wiped his presence from the internet. Now he's apparently trying to go to therapy and better himself from what I've heard. So, that's at least a little good on him. Ray Rance was a YouTuber who got his fame / notoriety from calling out Star Giant Productions on her dirty laundry, specifically talking to minors, before he was later outed for doing the exact same thing in mid-2024. I currently have no idea what he may be up to at the moment, but I wish their victims well. The last entry, the everyone is dead theory. This theory states that after Mario and Luigi's stupid and dumb adventures, every character in SML is dead, and when Mario jumped through the portal at the end, that was actually the last thing he saw before he died. And he went to Purgatory or Hell. Every character introduced after Season 3 is a demon or torturer that tortures Mario for all of eternity without him knowing it. Permanently. Because in one way or another, almost every character introduced after Season 3 makes Mario feel pain in some way or another, whether it be mentally or physically. Alright, that's the end of the video. Dude, this video was so fun to make. I had so much fun making the iceberg, dude. It took me about 3 days to make the iceberg and about 4 hours to voice over the entire video. But honestly, some of the most fun I've ever had making a YouTube video. Like, I was way more into this than the last video, because that one was just tedious and took too long. But for this one, I could just chill, because I already knew about most of the entries, so I could just sit back, type up most of the entries, and AFK on Souls RNG and get some cool stuff, bro. I'm pretty sick. And honestly, I was really into the music for this video too. All of it will be linked down below if you want to listen to some of that crap. It's very good. Every single song is from Pilgrimmed, which is a very good Roblox game. I really recommend it. But anyways, that's all I really wanted to say. Yeah. Peace out.